Yo, what's up, guys? Paulie Malignaggi, Tommy Reno, and this is Tommy and Paulie's Big Fight Forecast, our final episode of 2025. We hope to make it a good one, as there are fights lined up for the first weekend of 2026 in a couple of days. What's up, Tommy? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Try to finish the year strong. One last weekend.
We plan on finishing the year strong. We've had some pretty good picks this year. Remember, everything discussed on Tommy and Paulie's Big Fight Forecast is not investing or gambling advice. It is strictly for entertainment purposes, and we let you in on our conversations. So, Tommy, got a little bit of a schedule here this weekend. We'll start with, we got the Serrano card, right? That's the MVP card. What's going on this weekend? And it's pretty much females. MVP specializes in female fights, but there is Rivera against Jonathan Gonzalez. Is that on the MVP card?
Yeah, the card's in Puerto Rico, yeah.
So we'll start out with that. Rivera is a minus 280 against Jonathan Gonzalez, who's a plus 215. What do you got for this one, Tommy?
Interesting fight. They're both southpaws. This might come down to what we've talked about on this show many times: is the experience. Are they moving Figueroa too fast? Because he only has, I believe, 7 or 8 fights. I'm gonna pull up his record now.
Wait. Are they moving Rivera or Jonathan Gonzalez too fast?
No, Gonzalez has a ton of experience, former 2-time world champion. So are they moving Rivera too fast?
Okay.
I mean, he's coming. He's only got eight or so fights. Give me 1 second to pull up his record, because I believe I don't remember if it was a draw in his last fight or a very close victory. It was. Hang on. Also, keep in mind, Figueroa has been off. Where are we? I'm sorry. Gonzalez has been off for a year now, so there's a lot of inactivity for a guy that's getting up there in age. Also, so Serrano.
And Gonzalez is the guy who's got more experience, though.
Oh yeah. He's got a ton of experience. He's got over 30 fights. I think he's got 4 losses. All 4 of those losses, though, were something alarming, were by lockout loss. So the 4 times that Jonathan Gonzalez was beaten was by knockout. So Figueroa 7-0, 3 knockouts. Rivera Figueroa 7-0, 3 knockouts. So he's coming off that majority draw. That was his first 12-round fight, and that wasn't a pro box card, but what card? That was an MVP card. That was in Florida, actually. So he fought Angelino Cordova, who was 19-0 at the time. So that was a draw. That was a fight where he was front running. He was winning the first 6 or so rounds, 7 or so rounds. He was definitely up, and then he faded late. So that kind of goes with what we've seen a lot of in 2025, was them moving these prospects that have less than 10 fights too fast and them getting upset. In this particular case, he didn't get upset, but he didn't get the win either. He didn't get the desired result either. So now you're stepping up with even more experience. Jonathan Figueroa, 33 professional fights.
Jonathan Gonzalez.
I'm sorry, Jonathan Gonzalez, 34 professional fights, 2-time world champion. So, I mean, a lot of experience. I actually think stylistically it's a good fight. They're both southpaws. They're both aggressive. Gonzalez will counterpunch a little bit more. The thing is with Figueroa, he has one gear, Paulie. He basically comes forward. He throws a lot of punches. He covers up well. He doesn't move his head a ton. So I don't know if he's got a second gear. If it's just basically, I wouldn't call him an effort guy, because when we talk about effort guys, we talk about guys that lack skill traditionally, right? He doesn't lack skill. He's got good hand speed. He's got good power, decent power. Mix it up to the head and body, but he fights one way. That's it. He's not going to use his legs and dance and move. He's not going to counterpunch a ton. And it's an interesting fight. And then you look at Figueroa being stopped all 4 of his losses. That's kind of alarming, because I want to pick the distance in this fight.
Who got stopped? Well, Jonathan Gonzalez got stopped.
Gonzalez. Keep
Tom, you're calling them both Figueroa. We got
it's the double last name. It's the Rivera Figueroa that's confusing me. But
Rivera Figueroa is the Yankel. He's the minus guy. Yeah. But Gonzalez has been stopped all 4 times.
Gonzalez has been stopped on 4 of his losses. So, I mean, that is alarming. And I've also seen him hurt in other fights as well. So, I don't want to say the guy's chinny, but I mean, the guy can be hurt. Chinny. Yeah, but he's chinny. Yeah, he can be hurt. And he's not a huge puncher. It's a bit tricky. Yeah, he's not a huge puncher in his own right. I mean, he's got 14 knockouts and his 28 wins. So you're talking about a 50% knockout ratio. He's not a huge puncher. He's a guy that grinds you, that throws a lot of punches, that outworks you. So I think this is going to be kind of a matter of, there's going to be a lot of swing rounds here. Who's working harder? Who's landing more shots? Who's throwing more shots? Who's throwing the more judge-friendly, crowd-friendly punches here? Because both guys are guys that just go out there and grind it out.
Okay, what are you thinking? What are you angling towards here? This is
you know what?
A lot of times when we don't really have a big pick, we just like the distance. Because a lot of these fights are competitive and go this, but with a chinny guy, that's tough, right?
That is tough. And you're also, again, you're talking about it's a little over a year of inactivity. So his last fight was October of last year. So has he been in the gym? Is he keeping himself in shape?
How old is he?
Um, you read my mind right there. I believe he's 30. He's 34. So for the smaller guys, I mean that's ancient.
Yeah.
So I gotta kind of lean towards Rivera Figueroa here. I kind of lean towards him, and I'll stick with the money line because, I mean, why get greedy? On the money line, he is where was
Minus
he?
280.
Minus 280. I mean, those are decent odds, right?
Yeah.
Those are decent odds.
Especially if you mix it with another, another pick, then you want to get close to plus odds already if you mix it with if you parlay it.
Yeah, man, this is a tricky one. It's always tricky when you have these young guys, these young prospects getting moved a little too fast against what is conceived to be a guy that should be over the hill, or is it a fighter that's fading? And I guess that's kind of what they're banking on here: the inactivity of Gonzalez and the fact that the guy's been stopped 4 times. He's 34 years old. Maybe he's faded, and that this is the right guy at the right time. But
also, Yankel Rivera has that experience now. He fought the draw, but he has that experience under his belt. So
good point. Very good point.
Better for it, right? So
yeah, that's a very good point. So yeah, I'm gonna lean towards just stick with the money line. I mean, yes, he's been stopped in all 4 of his losses, so he's never been beaten on a decision. So that sticks out in your head. But I mean, there's a first time for everything.
All right, let's do it. So let's move on. Next fight is Holly Holm and Stephanie Han.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting fight.
Undefeated, but she's not exactly a fresh spring chicken either, right?
No, she's 35 years old. She's been a pro for about almost 6 years now. She's been around. She had a long amateur career, but she probably stuck around in the amateurs a little too long. And Holly Holm, we know Holly Holm is forever in phenomenal shape, mentally and physically strong. It doesn't make a difference that she just returned to boxing after a 13-year layoff. She went out there and beat a girl 10-0, and she looked phenomenal doing it. She shut the girl out all 10 rounds. So she's been an active fighter this entire time. Yes, she's 44 years old, but as we know, the girls can go a little longer than the guys. Interesting fight. What I like the most about this fight, Paulie, is actually the distance is not that bad of a pick. Usually you'll get with these females going the distance, and keep in mind, 10 3-minute rounds. So let's keep that in mind for this fight and for Serrano.
3-minute rounds. So they're starting to inch their way to 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's doing it except that Trailblazer Clarissa Shields, who's the GOAT, but she's not fighting 12 rounds or 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
But these are 3-minute rounds. So that's something to keep in mind. And Holly Holmes does have a gas tank and a ton of experience.
And Han, has she been active?
Han's been active, but she got dropped in her last fight. She won a very close decision in her last fight. This is a tricky one. Now, as you look at the odds, I mean, Holmes is the favorite. This is a distance fight, and Holmes doesn't score many knockouts. I think she has 9.
Do you think the 3-minute rounds will make a difference here with if Han got dropped in the last fight and her having to fight 3-minute rounds?
Not necessarily. She got up. She was okay. She was composed. She got dropped very early in the fight, and she got a decent chin, and she got decent defense as well. She's the way Han fights, straight punches. There's not a lot of diversity to her game. She's I almost want to say she's like a safe boxer in the sense that she'll bounce around, she'll move, but she keeps everything straight. Doesn't go to the body a lot. Doesn't throw a lot of hooks or uppercuts. Does a little bit of counter punching, but she fights kind of in a safety first manner. Where Holmes does have that diversity. Where Holmes has very good legs. She always had good legs, and she'll bounce and move and stick and move. And she did that a lot in her last fight. She's got very good movement. So she has more options. I think Holmes has more options. She obviously has more experience. But, of course, she has a ton of wear and tear and mileage on her. I mean, she's 44 years old with over 40 pro fights. She probably had somewhere in the ballpark of 20 MMA fights. And let's not forget how many kickboxing matches she had. I mean, this girl's got a ton of experience, yes, but a ton of wear and tear, too.
And Holm, the traction she has, is that going to count against her, or is her experience going to carry her through here?
Listen, I always got to – until I see signs of her being shot, and I haven't seen that yet, and – I got to lean towards Holm on this one. But also, you know what? As I was alluding to earlier, I didn't get to finish my sentence. The distance is usually a lot higher for females for fights to just go the distance. And yes, they're 10-minute, 3-minute rounds, but the distance in this is minus 450. That's not the worst odds in the world. It really isn't. I do see this fight going the distance. So now Holmes, Holly to go the distance is minus 125 for her to win by decision. All right. And then with Han, she's a plus 225 on the distance. So I do see the distance. So I'll do a couple of different parlays. I'm gonna go heavy on this fight going the distance at the minus 450 because I think that's an absolute end result. And I kind of lean towards Holly here. I think that she's the more diverse boxer.
Han's undefeated, and she had a pretty good amateur career. Can she pull off a draw?
Possibility at plus 1100. You always got to think about. But here's the thing, Paulie. This is the one reason why I'm not crazy about a draw in either of these female fights, because the 3-minute rounds does have a lot of separation. That minute makes a difference.
Yeah,
I think it makes things a little easier for the judges. I think you'll have less swing rounds. I think there's a little more definitive answer to who won the round. So on a draw and a 2-minute round, yeah, we see a lot of female draws. But I think with the 3-minute rounds, I think it separates them a little more.
Good point. Good point. All right, man. Let's move on to Serrano versus Tellez. Main event. Serrano, another heavy favorite fight. Is this another 3-minute rounds fight?
Yeah, 3 minutes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give some opinions, but I'm going to tell you this. Is the first time it's ever happened on the show. I'm not betting this fight. This is the first time I'm ever going to say I'm just not betting it. There's no value here. Because I'm going to tell you why.
Why do you say that?
I'm going to tell you why. Because Serrano is like a minus 3,000 on the money line. So you're not going to do that, right? Mm-hmm. And now it's pretty even. For the decision, she's a plus 140. And for the stoppage, she's a minus 155. Now, I lean towards Serrano winning, but this girl is actually capable. This girl is actually a very good counterpuncher. That's one thing I noticed when I looked at the little footage of her. She counterpunches a lot. She'll wait on you to go. Now, the thing is, Serrano's 37 years old. We're talking about mileage again. She's got a ton of mileage. She did not look good in that last Katie Taylor fight.
And she gives you a lot of counterpunching opportunities because she kind of falls in when she
falls in.
Attacks,
correct, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so the way I see this fight, and that's gonna actually be something that could really hurt her in this fight, because she likes to come forward, and she's going to be coming forward. This girl's got no problem backing up and being a counterpuncher. I think that's how this fight's going to go. Serrano's going to be coming forward the whole time. Now, is her reflexes dulled enough after these fights with Katie Taylor and all the rounds and all the fights that she's had through a long career? Now she's 37 years old. She's got money now. Is the hunger still there at this point? I know she still has some goals. She wants to get 50 pro wins. I think she's a couple of knockouts away from having the all-time record for the most knockouts by a female fighter. So she still has initiative. She still has goals, but that's one thing. Another thing is being 37 years old and having
with a lot of mileage. Right?
It was alarming how bad she looked in that third fight with Katie Taylor, because the first 2 fights were fantastic. They could have went either way. Arguably, she won both fights, right?
Let me play devil's advocate, though. In the third fight, was she trying too hard to not overcommit? Was she trying too hard? Because she waited a lot, right? Was she trying too hard to just box?
She was trying to box with Katie, which was just a horrible game plan. I mean, Katie's a boxer. Katie's a boxer and a counterpuncher. Katie's not a big puncher. You got to go out there and make her uncomfortable. Serrano fought the perfect fight the first 2 fights. She just unfortunately did not get the nod. I personally thought she won the second fight. I think the cut influenced the judges. I think that really affected things. But I thought she won the second fight. I don't know how you feel about it, but
being a southpaw and being front foot heavy, a lot of her fights will have head clashes as well, though, right? It was a bit style with Taylor, because Taylor also flies in with a head too. So between being a southpaw and both of them kind of having that head first style, could Serrano wind up in head clashes in this fight?
Potentially, any Serrano fight does. But I think with Katie Taylor, that was more stylistic thing, because Katie's known for head.
Katie fly jumps in, yeah.
Yeah, Katie's known for that her whole career. Whether she's spearing you on purpose or it's just a part of her style, she always seems to be involved with head clashes.
And this girl's on a back foot counterpunching, so maybe she's going to be able to avoid the
yeah, and I mean, listen, we know that Serrano's got to change. She's never been down in her career, to my knowledge. She's never been stopped. I can't ever remember her visibly being hurt, so I think the knockout is out of the equation. And as far as this girl winning a decision over Serrano, those odds are like plus like 800, 900. Mm-hmm. And the KO was like plus.
Where is the fight? Can she get a decision over Serrano if Serrano?
More so in Puerto Rico. So there's a Puerto Rico card. There's a card in Puerto Rico.
So Serrano on points, even though you don't want to bet it?
You know what? Like I said, I'm not personally betting this fight. If I had to, 10-3, I think there's a possibility for a late Serrano stoppage. I just don't see. I think that as she's getting older, and we saw in the Taylor fight when she had Taylor in a lot of trouble in that fight in the corner, and then she empties the gas tank and there's no reserve. She kind of just like, after that was it. That was her burst, and that was her attempt for the rest of the fight. And you don't get that second win the same way at 37 years old. So again, this is a tricky one. I know Serrano's going to win this fight. It's just a matter of how she wins. Could she stop this girl late? There's definitely potential. There's potential for that, especially with the 3-minute rounds. But remember, Serrano's already fought a 3-minute round fight, and that was a 12-round fight.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I was under the influence in my head. I told myself, you know what? Serrano's got 12 rounds to work with, 3-minute rounds. She's going to stop this girl. Nope, went the 12-round distance.
Yeah.
So, hey, listen, again, I'm not betting this fight personally. I'm just giving my opinion. But Serrano wins the fight. I mean, flip a coin. At plus 140 for the decision, minus 155 for the stoppage. I mean,
Wow, so she's minus for the stoppage. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah, minus
Interesting.
155 for the stoppage. I mean,
Has
if you
Tellez been stopped?
no,
Tellez,
no, no, no.
is she undefeated?
If you twisted my arm, she's undefeated. She's undefeated.
Hmm.
But not a lot of experience. If you twisted my arm, I'm going to go in the direction of I'm going to go with Serrano for the decision. I just think that her knockout days are kind of behind her. If you put her in there with a girl that is not on the level, she's going to stop her. She'll get rid of her. But this girl's a decent fighter. This girl, like I said, she counter punches, she moves, she got decent legs. I think that's enough to evade Serrano for 10 rounds, even if she loses all 10 rounds.
Okay. All right. So that's it. That's a quick little show for Tommy and Paulie's big fight forecast this week. Got a big month of boxing. So
What
we're gonna
about a
start.
quick line? What about a line? Is Jake Paul going to be Jake Paul going to be ringside for this one with his bandaged up face and his broken jaw?
Ooh.
What's the line on that?
I find it interesting. Yeah. Has he made a lot of comments besides the fact that he wants Canelo next?
As far as Momo, not many
Mm,
comments at all. No, he's not.
yeah,
He
I'm
hasn't
not
made a
sure.
lot.
Yeah,
He did make a
interesting.
statement on.
He is the promoter, and I do like him as a promoter. So hopefully, he continues to do what he did promotional wise
You
and
can't say nothing negative about Jake as a promoter. I really, you know what? The cool thing is, as much as he gets hate as a fighter, I don't really read a lot of negativity as him as a promoter. I think people realize that he's pushing women's boxing forward. He's paying these girls really well. He's putting them on great platforms. So I mean, he's a solid promoter.
Yeah, and he's making the matchups between the women too. And he's looking at you. You can see he's looking to build something here. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not crazy about 3 minute rounds for women. I do think you're gonna start seeing more and more women fail for PD tests actually with these 3 minute rounds. I'm not crazy about them. But nonetheless, you can see he's trying to build these matchups. He's got
Yeah,
Bumgarner on the
it can
show.
get
He's got
it can get
Serrano.
sloppy with the 3 minute rounds. Can get
Yeah,
sloppy because listen, 2 minute rounds it's a sprint. But these fights are very hard to judge.
yeah,
That's why you get so many draws, and that's why you see so many quote unquote robberies because
yeah.
these rounds are so close, and a
Favored
lot
a
of
lot
times
of
the
ways.
judges can't make the separation between the two because they're just going at it like rock and sock and robots. So as far as the 3 minute rounds, I mean, this is something that would you think it favors Serrano in this fight. It favors Holm, the more experienced fighters with the better skill set.
Yeah, yeah. All right, man. Well, that's your show. Our final show of 2025. Tommy and Paulie's Big Fight Forecast. We hope you have enjoyed the year, and we look forward to 2026 and then some. Till then, we'll see you later.
What are you drinking there?
Little brewski.
No, really? Wow, I'm shocked.